This video and hundreds more like it available on freePhotoshopVideoTutorials.com. Now I'd like to talk about another topic that is very easy for people to have misconceptions, and that is the topic of image size, and particularly to do with the size of an image in relation to its pixels and the way it's displayed on screen, and its size on print, and that has more to do with pixels per inch and an actual image dimension in inches or centimeters and so forth. So let's just have a look here. We just have just a standard image, and I'll just go to image and image size. And here we can see that this image is made up of 1,600 pixels wide and 1,200 pixels high. This here then translates to the document size, basically says, states the printed size of this, right? So if we were to print this as it stands, it would be 56 centimeters or 22 inches by 16 inches high, at a resolution of 72 pixels per inch, which is fairly low because 72 pixels per inch is the resolution of a monitor typically. So if you were to print this, we'd print this to be a very big print, but you'll notice that it'll be a sort of a very low resolution, sort of blocky. That's because there are only 72 pixels dedicated to every square inch. So what you want to be doing here is to unclick here the Resample Image here for now. And what this does is it locks in the size of the pixels, right? It will not change this. And all we're going to be doing now, if we focus here on the printed size, is we're going to be doing a bit of an allocation here, switching from things. So what we're going to be doing is, if we increase the resolution, then we're going to be decreasing the size, because we're going to be assigning those pixels that are already here. We're not going to be making any of them up or throwing any of them away. We're just going to be assigning more pixels for a particular, inch, so that it will appear to be more detailed. So for example, from 72, which is 22 inches high here, if we put it at 300 pixels per inch, which is the size that printers use, 300 pixels per inch, we go down to 5 inches by 4 inches. And the image itself has remained the same. It's still the same amount of pixels, but all we've done, we've just added more detail in every inch. So it'll print smaller, but it'll be very highly detailed, and you'll see, it'll appear to the naked eye, it'll just appear to be a very sharp image, albeit small. So if you're going to be doing something like this, where you need an image to be printed for a printer, for example, but you need a size to be larger, then I would suggest first unchecking the Resample Image and putting it at the resolution for which you need. So for printers, you need, actually sending to press, you need 300 pixels per inch. If you're just going to be printing this on an inkjet, for example, you can easily get away with 150 pixels per inch. At 150 pixels per inch, this image would be 10 by 8, which would fit, an A4 actually, maybe even a little bit more than that. So this is pretty good, for example, for an A4, this would be fine. But if I needed this to be even bigger, for example, then I can just click on Resample Image, in which case we've unlocked this. And now what we can do is we can play with one of the two here. Let's say I wanted the resolution already to be fixed at 150. I'm going to print this on my inkjet. But I wanted this to be bigger, so I'll just increase the width to 20 inches, for example. So it's 20 by 15, and the resolution stayed the same at 150. But now what happened here is that Photoshop is having to create things. So we're going at 3,000 pixels instead of 1,600 pixels. And the way that Photoshop is doing this is by using different algorithms, which you can choose here down at the bottom. If we're enlarging things, you should use the Bicubic Smoother, which is just a different algorithm than the Bicubic Sharpener, for example. That's the one that's best used for reduction. So you're basically going to be using mainly these two here. So if you're going to be enlarging, you'll click on that, and you'll click OK, and we'll see here what happens is that we've made the image much larger. We'll zoom in here to 100%. And you'll see that things aren't exactly as sharp because we've had to make things up. But there you go. So I'll undo this and just show you another topic here. Just zoom out here. Go back into image size. And now we'll just completely ignore the printed size, right? If we're just going to, for example, if I wanted to send this photo over to, email this to someone or put it up on a website, traditionally you're not going to be paying attention whatsoever to the printed size of something, because it's irrelevant, because you're sending something for email. And the way this works is that we have a width of 1600 pixels, which is way too big to be displayed in most monitors. We want to keep the width roughly within 800 pixels. We'll put that in here, 800 pixels, and we'll see that we've decreased the image size here. On memory, it used to be 5.49 megs, and now it's 1.37. Now you notice that here you'll have the resolution of 72 pixels per inch and 28 centimeters and so forth. Just completely ignore that, because this is just, like I said before, these are just allocations of information here. You're going to put more pixels per inch and then the image will be smaller and so forth. But if we're just concentrating on the printed size, if you're going to be emailing this, this is what you should be looking for. So if you're emailing, look at pixels dimensions. If you're printing things, look at the document size. And basically this is the best tip that I can give you to master the art that is of deciding what it is that you want to do with an image size and for what purpose.
If you enjoyed this video, show your support by subscribing, rating, and adding it to favorites. Leave comments on our website and we'll create even more videos that interest you.